Oh, hell yeah. You know that after a long lesson like that and a good night's sleep, you're going to get short bus. Right? Good morning, you guys. Man, I'm just going to take a couple of days probably to sleep, but I got to get to work. I got to make money, got to make all kinds of stuff. But I thought I would give you a real quick one on this. These symbols, anything that we're going to uncover that has to do with God and has to do with Jesus. Yeah, let's turn some lights on here. Always makes me look a little less sickly and stuff. But anyhow, all of these symbols that we're going to pull apart and are going to have something to do with our mind, especially when it has something to do with God and this about consciousness. This 108 that comes in here, this is Hindu, right? And it's the same number that's in with the Buddhists. 108, 9. That's the cut number 9 is consciousness. It's about consciousness. This is what that is. And of course, we're getting a figure in this group, in this religious group, that has a changing effect to it. Same as for you and I, we do. And we're talking about in our Bibles, they change their names. This is a rebirth and things changing. But anyways, with as far as CERN is concerned, you know, they may know about this idea because I wrote all this information down from like different sources of Wikipedia. There's like 5 different sources that I had to go through to get this information so I would find out what it was really all about. The same way with the Baphomets. You know, there are things changing when it comes down to this Mandela effect, but to tell you the truth, you know, it's coming into more truth when it comes into the Bible. Honest, you know, if we went from dwelling with the lamb, you know, to dwelling with the wolf now, you know, well, you know, that's the truth because we've always been dwelling with that. It's a lie to think that God is with us when it's actually the other way around. You know, the way they've got it made for us. But you know that the lamb is in you. So, you know, this is just a situation they're trying to pull you away from yourself again. All right? However it all is happening. But you have to understand that even Shiva came, he's morphed from, you know, when he was this more brighter subject of God, you know, where he had used his single eye. But the way they're talking about it now is that, you know, it's closed. There's always this little slip here. It doesn't show an eye opening or anything, just that it's there and present and not open. Well, here we go. Where is that? Here we go. Well, what you have to understand is that all of us were like that at one time. The way the Hopi prophecies read was that the eagle and the condor used to fly together. For whatever reason it is, perhaps it's in this cosmic clock of ours that at that time it was cool for them to do that, but now it's at the opposite side of that, and it's not cool. So to be separated with that arachnoid going down the middle, that left and right are no longer connected, that you have to go in yourself to do this, is really what this kind of story is about. This perfect human being is fallen just like everyone else, but this human being knows how to get back up there again, because we're catching him in different poses and thinking, oh, that's a god, like there's 108 gods. No, there's only one, but he changes. This one here that they use at CERN has got 4 arms. And in the right arm he has a flame in one arm, he's got a club in the other, you know, which is like for knocking you out, right? And the flame would be the higher side, you know, that's where you're going, you know. He's making hand gestures like the elephant. The elephant is that he's moving through. It's not going to let anything get in the way. It's paving the way. So this is that idea the Kundalini, and it's closing your mind and stuff, because it's really interesting, because Shiva has all these wonderful attributes. A few of them that I didn't mention is that, he has the whole Agni river running from his forehead, all right? That's, water is our emotions. This is this idea. This is where our trouble comes from. And from the north, Magog, Gog and Magog, and whether or not that ceiling or window of opportunity, after the sixth rung of the ladder is reached, after the works. That's what this is talking about. That's why this whole thing is a balancing act on top of ignorance. That's what this is. So you cannot really think about this as being, negative. All right, and you can't really think this as being like, a portal either. This whole time that we're in this lower, darker winter, fall and winter area, it's always conjured up some kind of spooky thing for people. But in reality, this is where we meet in the underworld, up with all of this stuff. It's all on the lower side of this. This is where we die on the cross in winter at Christmas time, and this whole is they say, you're closer to this opening, this veil. Again, they're looking at this as being an outside situation. May very well have some kind of thing to closer to something, but really what they're representing is, this is the days of the dead. This is going inside of yourself, contemplating. Hell used to be winter. Hell, this was a cold place. It was a place of contemplation. And so, it was only Christianity that brings this devil alive. Because what we're looking at with this Shiva is a type of a devil. It's representing the lower mind, it's representing you and me, but it's also representing you and me connected to God. Already, 3 of us all together, because you can tell by what it is. He's in charge of things. When you see, these, they're carrying around their giants, and they've got a lion under their arms. They're carrying a lion. That's symbolic of somebody who has made this through. He's captured his animal side of him. And so this is what I talk about all the time, and that's what this whole story is about. So it'd be better that you consume the animal and become its head, better than the animal to consume you and you become its ass. So these are all sayings that come about that all have everything to do with these stories. So you've got this balancing act. Whenever you go into the dance is going the way, is walking, is going the direction of rebuilding and regeneration. And so, but before you do that, you have to go through a purification stage. You got to go through the whacking. You got to go through, this dance, and this dance is the destroyer, to destroy what it was that was before, so that something new can be built out of it. And that's the whole idea of renewing the mind, and the rebirth is this new you. And so, let's see here, what we have here. The 3, we have Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. That's like a holy trinity. You got one that created everything, and those are the guys with the 4 heads. Of course they create everything in your mind, everything that you're in your life, everything that is made is this your diorama. That's your world. All comes through them. But where do you get all that from? From the outside, or do you go inside and let them fix them? Little airplane. The whole point of north, east, south, and west, those 4 points on this, is the same as is with the Ezekiel's wheel. Is that the one? Is that the one? Yeah. But the whole idea, this is all about the cosmos, the signs in the sky. This is the outside world. This is their influences. They're directly influenced on you. And what you want to do is you want to line them up so that what you're doing, you're coming from skin, which is the west, and you're trying to make it over to the east. And so you have to have your emotions intact, and you have to be physically connected to this, and your spiritual side opens up, so you want, that's what you're looking for, and that's harmony, and that creates this all right, because that's what this is all about. I've written so much stuff that you just not barely even imagine. Sometimes they say this is an axe that's in his hand and an antelope. But listen, this is so beautiful the way it's working. I did want this to be a short bus, so I'm going to get ready to sign off for it. All right. Well, anyways, this thing, it comes in 4 arms. It comes in 6 arms. It comes in 12 arms. It's got 108 different ways. It's not a negative symbol. It's about you again, and it's talking about rejuvenations, how to restore yourself, and that all we're really getting from CERN is this idea. This is the phase of the inside. This is, to them, it's the dark. It's darkness. It conjures up to you darkness because you don't know shit about it. But in reality, this is when you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, and you can fear no evil there because you're going there to get rid of it. That's the way it works, So good morning, and don't be afraid of symbols. Go find out what they got to tell you. All right. The same way with, I tell you, I brought them up to Baphomet. These are the new ones. These are the new devils and stuff like that are invented, but they also tell you who they are. They got a 5-point star talking about the lower. He is a light bearer. You're a light bearer until you got it inside of you. You bear the light. That's what that means. And you're 666. You're the beast. It's just get up there, turn your light on, get the devil out of you, don't let religion scare the heaven out of you, all right? That's the idea of don't sell your crown. So many wonderful little things, but listen, that's how they wrote back there, and that's how they spoke too. Very, very symbolic language back then. No one came right out and told you what was going on. But then again, everyone knew what you were saying. I love you guys. Talk to you later.